It's week 49 of the Hillside Heart Prompts. That's the one for today. And today's prompts are Glorious, contributed by Susan Bradshaw, 5123, and Wind, contributed by Coffee Paper Scissors 4408. This is the next page with a post-it note. And it's this side and this side. I'm also love to remind everyone that I'm looking for prompts, words, and I'd love your participation for the Hillside Heart Prompts 2026 series. Please leave your word or your phrase in today's comments if you haven't already. I really appreciate all of the fun participation so far. Just a little reminder in case you're new, and welcome if you are. I really appreciate visiting with you and meeting you. Well, let's get started today. After looking at the word wind, it could also be wind. I've been taking a little pause to decide which way it's going to go. I'm going to stick with wind. This is the early 20th century, the story of great music, and our daughter is a teacher. After the year was out, they always have grab a bag or a few bags of books that they are recycling, so they're getting rid of these, and she asked me if she could pick some up for me, and I just said, whatever you think I would like. And so I'm going to look through here. You just never know what kind of art. I was looking in some magazines and I couldn't find anything that showed wind. So I thought, well, I'm going to take a couple of books. Oh, here we go. Here's the wind section of an orchestra. That's very good. I could use some of this. I have very small pages. I'm going to put this aside. And I also have the Contemporary Canadian Photography from the collection of the National Film Board. These are huge books. Well, I'm going to take a quick peek in here. These are awesome. Okay, these are really cool. I really haven't looked at these in depth. I did a quick flip when Tara dropped them off. All right. Oh, I'm excited. I don't know if you can see this black and white. Louise Turner is the artist or the photographer. It's Fort George, Quebec, 1972. And it's a wind. It's all of these clothes hanging on the line, and it's windy. I'm going to use that. I also had the Pioneer Home. This was also in the bag, her goodie bags. Pioneer Life. Then I was thinking maybe I'd make my own clouds, and I had this page that I had painted on and just added some leftover stickers on. So I was thinking of that one, but I'm going to use, I have to use this. And I'm hoping it'll, and this is glorious to me because I really love hanging my clothes out on the line. I love laundry. And I'm going to keep the, who the artist is right here. I'll just put it over here for now. Now, the storm that's approaching is not the greatest because I know I've talked about it before. And anybody who has a clothesline, we've all done the dash to bring the clothes in before the storm hits. This will fit on this whole page like that. And that's how I'm going to do it. I took off the sticker. It was coming off anyway, and I'm going to draw some clouds. Maybe I'll add them up here. I think it's exciting when something comes together. I'm thinking right now, as I'm trimming this up, I'm going to see if I can cut a few, one or two, I guess. I'm going to blend that in a wee bit. I'm going to get my wipe out. I like to blend with my wipe. Might as well continue just filling in some of these. Gonna have blue clouds with gray skies. It's fantasy, it's fun. Some of this will, all of this will probably be covered. Maybe a little bit of blue. I have my watered down blue. A couple of gray, beige, whatever you have. It's hard to show what glorious looks like, I think, in an image, but this is glorious to me. That's pretty fun. And then clouds are pretty big, but I thought it would be fun to, maybe I'll put them over here. I like the numbers. And maybe I'll make smaller ones, smaller versions of that. Okay, I think I'm going to glue that down there. Spraying some glue on half of my image and putting it one here. And I'll make a crease. I think I'll leave it intact. I'm going to be trimming off the corners. I wanted to see if I could cut out somebody here. Maybe these guys. Oh, yeah, that would work. We'll cover up my and a 1 and a 2. Anybody can create with your imagination. It's all possible. I think this will be fun right here. Kind of scraping as I go with the glue coming out so it's not too blobby. This is thick book page, so it won't show the glue marks. I'm still going to wind instruments in a windy spot. I'm going to add this one in the corner. I'm just going to take my very light blue. This is watery because I was trying to save what was left in it, and I added water. That can go like that. Maybe up here a little bit more. And then I have this one. I'm going to add the blue around here too. Oh, maybe I'll use my finger and my white. It's more like a watercolor now. Gives a little bit of extra color to this very gray scene, and even the musicians don't have very colorful clothing on. I'm going to make this cloud into a smaller one to put over here. I could just draw it on, but I think I'll use this one. looks like his beard. Creating some wind. You never know when your random blobs of paint will come in handy. It's way too big for there because I want to see that. I could put him up here. I put this guy up here, this cloud. I have this one here. Can make it smaller, or I could put it here in the corner. I want to make this a little bit more sturdy. So I can just make that smaller. Put my card. I have to put my card somewhere. And I think for today it will go, it'll flip out this way. Like that. Put this over here. I don't want to hide the clothes. I just trimmed the artist's name and where it is, and I'm going to put the cloud to hide the rest of the card that way. I am using my stronger glue on this because it's a thick glossy page. It'll stick down a lot better. And the cloud can go there. This has prompted me to think of some songs. I have this little trio here of wind instruments. Also reminds me that there's been a few weddings that I've been to, family members, and they've had some instrumental rock songs played, and I think that is so appropriate for me. Well, I'm going to list a couple of them that come to my mind. One is Bob Dylan, Blowin' in the Wind, and I'm just going to put down a few of the words. It's week 49. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me today. So happy that we could do this together. Today's prompts are glorious and wind or wind. I chose wind. I found a couple of photos. This one here of the part of an orchestra, the wind section, I really wanted to put that in here. And that came from a book that was rescued at my daughter's work. She's a teacher at a high school. And it came from this book here, The Early 20th Century, A Story of Great Music. So I took it from there. And then I also had another book that I thought I would take a chance, and it's the Contemporary Canadian Photography book, and it has amazing photography of different scenes, different items, different things. This scene was in here, and it was by Louise Turner, and this is Fort George, Quebec. All the wind drying the clothes. I added some referenced songs, some lyrics. The Answer My Friend is Blowing in the Wind by Bob Dylan. And then this here reminded me of Dust in the Wind. All We Are is Dust in the Wind by Kansas. I talked about how these spurred some memories for myself on our motorcycle trips and just in around. I love laundry. I love clothes. I used some of my own painty papers and did this whimsical little cloud blowing some wind. And this is all so glorious for me. And that was described on the card. Yeah, a lot of fun to do. And I hope that you are inspired and encouraged to use your books that maybe you have that you're finished reading or that you've rescued. Use the images. These are only prompts to get you started. You can use all magazine pictures. You can use, mix and match your own art, some paint. It is all your own imagination. I hope you are cozy and adventurous in your art. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.